So I went ahead and double checked in between. I was looking for something to kind of see if there was any kind of familiar grouping commands or hotkeys like the ones I'm familiar with from StarCraft. There really isn't. I mean, there is, the thing of, if you select one, you can be able to do the control and shift or something like that. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. But what I was referring to is like, okay, if I go to him...
What is it now?
Yeah. Like, could I keep them in a group, as opposed to having to remake the group and such? And it seems like I can't, and that's just kind of disappointing. I was hoping... I will say that I did kind of hope that they would actually, for gameplay integration and, adaptability and growth in a recreation like this, that they would add gameplay mechanics similar to the likes that we have in StarCraft 2, and they really didn't. So, anyways. I like this, that you can actually change, apparently, the colors that you want, I find that kind of funny, but, if you want to customize the color that your units have, and even the enemy. Alright.
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. Now, Frostmourne.
Arthas, stop this madness before it's too late.
Stand aside, brother. I've come to collect some old bones and I don't wish to be disturbed.
Oh, Gavin Rad.
Finally. This is more like it.
So, really quick, I want you to pay attention to the names of the paladins in this mission, because it actually comes up if you play a Death Knight in Legion and then you go after the Frost Death Knight artifact. When you're going through Icecrown, you encounter some of them. Yeah, so pay attention to the names. If you've played a Death Knight in Legion, you'll recognize some of them.
Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Finally.
I can't believe that we ever called you brother. I knew it was a mistake to accept a spoiled prince into our order. You've made a mockery of the Silver Hand.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Speak, fool.
Hello, Kel'Thuzad.
Come along now, Necromancer. The powers that you once served have need of you again.
Told you, my death would mean little.
What the? Am I hearing ghosts now?
It is I, Kel'Thuzad. I was right about you, Prince Arthas.
He means Kel'Thu freaking Zod.
It took you long enough. These remains are badly decomposed. They will never survive the trip to Kael'Thas.
Kael'Thas?
Yes. Only the energies of the High Elves' Sunwell can bring Kel'Thuzad back to life.
Then what must be done?
You must steal a very special urn from the Paladin's keeping. Place the necromancer's remains within it, and he will be well protected for the journey.
As you wish.
You know what I wonder? Did Tichondrius know the urn was currently being held by Uther? And if so, ooh, he must have been like, I'm going to enjoy watching this. Alright, so now we have some acolytes.
My life for Nazul.
Alright, so this is where we now get to learn how to do the base building.
The undead must haunt the gold mine before the acolytes can begin harvesting gold.
We start doing the base building.
My
as
fate is
the
sealed.
undead. Let's get a necropolis going.
Blight is created when undead structures are summoned. Buildings can only be summoned onto Blight, with the exception of the necropolis.
Alright, so I have to wait. Need to wait till the necropolis is done before I can place other buildings down. And in case you're wondering, no, this is not what Naxxramas is. Naxxramas is the fully upgraded one, which we will see later on in this campaign. And look at those summoning animations. This is something I always liked about the how you can use the acolytes in this game, that they're very similar to being able to just kind of like summon something and then continue to go to work. They remind me of the probes and the Protoss. Basically, the undead have this kind of capability here with the base building that the probes and the Protoss do in StarCraft, where you can tell an acolyte, start summoning a building, and then have him go do something else. And you can have them just kind of like, you know, like summon here, summon here, summon here, summon here, summon here. You know, it's a really fun, like, Protoss type of playstyle, which, if there's anyone out there who mains Protoss, I'm sure would really enjoy that. Ah, look at that.
Summoning is complete.
Upgrade to the halls of the dead.
Standing on Blight, wounded undead
gold mine is
units
almost being
regenerate
done.
faster.
Summoning is complete.
Now we need to build a crypt to get some ghouls. Although we do have plenty of ghouls right now. And the ghouls are basically the things that we're going to be using to get some lumber. Get to work. Get to work, I say. Alright.
My life for Nazul.
So they basically, like, yeah, stay there and they just kind of channel, you know, like, oh, we summon gold from this mine. Oh, hold on. So you can always pull one off of that and just leave the other four. So this way we can start doing the ziggurats, and you'll probably recognize these from WoW if you have gone to the Plaguelands or in Northrend.
I gladly obey.
They help. What I find interesting is that they are both your supply cap. Thank you very much. Supply cap buildings. And they're also your defensive, like, structures here.
My fate is sealed.
So I can have him, like, alright, you summon those, and then you go back to work on the gold mine. Actually, hold on, I need him to get a crypt in here. Summon a crypt.
Thy will be done. More gold.
We need more gold. More gold is required. Actually, while we're waiting, this is a good time to,
Summoning a graveyard will supply the undead army with fresh corpses.
Summoning is complete. I wish only to serve. Summoning is complete. Your will. Summoning is complete.
My life for Nazul. This is the hour of the scourge.
Summoning is complete.
Death shall cleanse the world.
All I see is blackness. All my hood's down.
Summoning is complete.
Let blood drown the weak. My life for hire. I mean, Ner'zhul.
That's the one I was looking for. I've always loved that. My life for I mean, Ner'zhul.
Summoning is complete.
Alright, now let's get a graveyard.
Ghouls harvest lumber for
And-
the undead army.
An altar of darkness. Let's get him back here.
Thy will be done.
And then we shall upgrade this to a Hall of the Dead. And we need, we need that to get in here because these can't defend yet. But once we upgrade them to a Spirit Tower, then they are defensive structures that can attack both land and air units. Of course, Crypt. Right, so I guess it's really the graveyard that they will actually want to return the lumber to. It's been a long time, guys. So I thought it was the Crypt. It's actually the graveyard, but I guess it really doesn't make that much of a difference, really.
Summoning is complete. Summoning is complete.
Let's get the upgrades going for those. Start upgrading these to the towers. Now, I'm running into the opposite problem that I had while playing the humans. Whereas playing as the humans, I was having a problem with lumber. The problem I end up having when I play the undead is gold. I have tons of lumber, as you can see, but look at the cost for some of these things. A whole lot more gold and a whole lot less lumber.
What is it now?
Get in there, Arthas.
This is more like it.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
It's fun. It is fun, just like when you have a ton of the units are collecting, because of course you have so many more units like ghouls that can collect the lumber, while you only have 5 of these collecting the gold mine, and they can clear out lumber really fast. Ghouls can.
Upgrade
This will become evident when we do the mission later on in Dalaran, where I clear out basically the entire bottom portion of the map near our base because they just keep going and going and going, clearing out the lumber. Look at this. They are clearing out this area so fast. Alright, so now that we remember. Yeah. Alright, you go over here and repair the meat wagons. And the structures, of course. There's the halls of the dead. Let's see if there's anything available now.
Research complete.
I don't think there is. No. Yeah, this is like the first base building mission you can have as undead. You're not going to get a ton of stuff to work with here. Don't worry, that's going to change later on as we go. It's part of the reason why the campaign is so fun. Look at these ghouls. They're like, we have nothing to do now. There's no more lumber over here. Yes, there is. Come on. There. Get to work. And these guys like, we're gonna go back over here. That's where we were before. They can't keep going, but they can't clear out this area of the lumber, so that's fine. Do what you want, ghouls.
I bow.
You get back to work on the gold. And I can always summon a whole bunch more ghouls. And that's basically all I can summon right now. At least I... Hold on a second. Is there anything else I can...
Only to serve.
Oh, I can get a slaughterhouse now. But I think all I can make from that is the meat wagons. Let me go ahead and double check that.
My fate is sealed.
Again, just summon it, and then you go back to do something else. Love it. Very Protoss playstyle. Really enjoy that. Look at that. And so it encourages you to want to set up a whole bunch of ziggurats because of how much damage they do as defensive structures. Plus, it helps your, your food supply cap. And I love that there's also an option here. If you misplay something, you can just have them unsummon the building. They're like, all right, I'll just unsummon that. Such a pleasant, lovely looking building, isn't it?
Summoning.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just more meat wagons. Alright. And there's no more upgrades we can get. So for now, let's just go ahead and... Alright. Go ahead and return those. No, no, no.
Must feed.
Tread lightly.
Alright. Let's start going after the paladins. Alright, you can stick around and just continue to look.
No one orders me around.
Baladar the Bright.
Finally.
Vile betrayer! You are not fit enough to even carry your father's name! Why Uther ever vouched for you is beyond me. You've stripped him of his
So of course he
honor by casting
invulns.
yours to the winds. You deserve a gruesome death, boy.
At last. Frostmourne hungers.
Oh, that's one down and 2 to go. It is sad.
Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Save us!
Finally. Ah, at last.
Light have mercy on you. Your betrayal has broken Uther's heart, boy. He would have given his life for yours in a second. And this is how you repay his loyalty?
Yeah, well. This is,
Finally.
I said my whole spiel. My whole thing about how this is not actually Arctis.
Insufficient man.
That's more so being upset about the players not realizing. The characters don't get it. Yeah, I get that. That's for. Sorry, I don't want to use that just yet. I want to wait until he's like lower health. Oh, hold on.
Ah, at last.
Attack speed. Ooh, nice.
Finally.
Yep, I know that's the right way. I recognize that bridge. Yeah, what happens next is pretty sad. Pretty heartbreaking.
Finally. Tread lightly.
Alright, let's have them come over here.
This is more like
This will also give Arthas a moment to regen his health before what comes next. And this will give me a chance to send a couple more ghouls his way. Give him a bigger force. He's probably going to need it. But then again, this is story difficulty, but it's just, you know,
no one orders me around.
kind of my thing to, like, still try and approach it as if, oh boy, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that, you know? Which is how I am. What's up? What's up?
What is it now?
20% and extra life regen rate. Raise 6 dead units in an area to fight for the Death Knight for 40 seconds. Level 3, we get 30% more movement speed and greater regeneration bonus. Alright, now we're at low upkeep. Send a couple more just in case he's going to end up needing
Speak,
them.
fool.
Must feel it.
Alright,
What is it
here
now?
we go.
Frostmourne hungers.
Hi, Uther.
Your father ruled this land for 70 years, and you've ground it to dust in a matter of days.
Very dramatic, Uther. Give me the urn, and I'll make sure you die quickly.
The urn holds your father's ashes, Arthas. What? Were you hoping to piss on them one last time before you left his kingdom to rot?
I didn't know what it held. Nor does it matter. I'll take what I came for one way or another.
Goodbye, Uther.
I dearly hope that there's a special place in hell waiting for you, Arthas.
We may never know, Uther. I intend to live forever.
Now, while that moment is heartbreaking, let's keep in mind, this is a very important moment because of what happens in Wrath of the Lich King. This moment is basically what allows Uther to basically find out the truth of what's really going on, and gives him the opportunity to warn us, whether we're playing on Horde or Alliance, and whether we're going into the Halls of Reflection with either Sylvanas or Jaina. It gives him the opportunity to warn us and inform us about what's really going on with the second Lich King and Arthas. You know, and for him, it lets him be able to find out the truth about Arthas, that wasn't really Arthas. That was an imposter posing as Arthas. And to find out that Arthas was at work trying to influence the second Lich King to set the events of Wrath of the Lich King in motion from the very beginning. So while it is heartbreaking what happens here to Uther, it's actually necessary to be part of what happens in Wrath, to us being able to succeed and beat him.
Tread lightly.
But again, I wonder if Tichondrius knew the urn had King Tyrannus' ashes, and if it was held by Uther.
Excellent work. Now your journey to Kael'Thas can begin.
Tell him nothing. Only you can hear me. The Dread Lords cannot be trusted. They are the Lich King's jailers. I will tell you all when I walk this world again.
I love how Kel'Thuzad was very very good at letting, basically playing the game that he was working at this whole time. Not just on the original Lich King, but also on the Dreadlords, trying to help not only the Lich King against the Dreadlords, but also helping out Death Knight Arthas so that he could be able to make his way to Icecrown and basically take over as the new Lich King, who was more so in favor of the things Kel'Thuzad wanted than the original Lich King was. Now, if I'm not mistaken, up next is a pretty cool cutscene. Yep. Interlude. The Dreadlords convene. Meanwhile, at the Dreadlord Citadel, somewhere in the Twisting Nether. Now, this, back in the original version, this was a very... now that we know what the Twisting Nether looks like via World of Warcraft and Legion, this presentation of the Twisting Nether was, looking back on it, is kind of silly. Because it basically looks like it's a dungeon, a fiery dungeon. It basically looks nothing like the Nether does in Legion. So let's see how it looks in Reforged. Okay, this actually, you could perhaps say this could be a section of Argus. I could buy this as a part of Argus somewhat. I like how there's a dark portal behind him there.
Is everything proceeding as planned, Tychondrius?
And Atherin, you put on some weight.
Report on the Scourge. The Lich King's young Death Knight has been performing well. Almost too well. I begin to wonder if Ner'zhul has ulterior motives for his new champion.
Mephistroth!
In the long run. Ner'zhul wouldn't dare undermine our efforts now.
Our only concern is that the Scourge accomplishes what it was created to do. Our command will have all our heads if we do not keep control of this situation. Believe me, brother. Neither the Lich King nor his undead lackeys will jeopardize the Legion's return. See that they do not. Lord Archimonde has little patience for failure.
Just kill some random acolyte that was there. Just like, get out of my face. So, notice the change in the map? I find it funny it shows Zulaman there, just to let us know, hey, Zulaman was over here, which is true. If you look at the map and wow, that is where Zulaman is, in the area that we know as the Ghostlands today. It's not the Ghostlands yet, but we are basically about to do that. 6 days later, near the forested borderlands of Kael'Thas. You can see, there's the outer elf gate, there's the inner elf gate, there's Silvermoon, and then up there is the Sunwell. We are about to make the Dead Scar. This is a very important, iconic moment. Not just in terms of, representing the history of what happened on that map there, but this, of course, has a huge impact on the High Elves, who we know this basically has them become the Blood Elves. This is a very, very important moment in the history of this setting. Not to mention, this is also where we meet a very notable female character that you may have heard of at some point or another. I'm sorry. I hate her. I hate her so much. This is that moment where we first meet her. And, well, if you've seen the Warbringers thing from BFA, you know what's coming. You know what's coming.
Ah, the wondrous, eternal Kael'Thas. I haven't been here since I was a boy.
Be wary. The elves likely wait in ambush.
The frail elves do not concern me, Necromancer. Our forces are strengthened with every foe we slay.
Don't be too overconfident, Death Knight. The elves must not be taken lightly.
That's also in the book, by the way, his trips to Kael'Thas and his interactions with the elves.
We shall see. Bring forth the prisoner. Where is the entrance to your land, elf?
You will never enter Kael'Thas, Fallen Prince. The woods themselves protect our borders, and the enchanted elf gates protect our capital.
Your precious gates will not stop me any more than these trees, little elf. Bring up the meat wagons. We'll make our own entrance.
Bonk.
The energies of this place are strong. Kill the elves, level their structures. This location is perfect for your base.
It'll be a pleasure.
The undead are advancing. Alert the sentries.
The Forest Striders. All right. I'm sort of waiting for her to show up. Here she is.
You are not welcome here. I am Sylvanas Windrun, Ranger General of Silver Moon. I advise you to turn back now.
It is you who should turn back, Sylvanas. Death itself has come to your land.
Do your worst. The Elf Gate to the Inner Kingdom is protected by our most powerful enchantments. You shall not pass.
Alright. Yep. That was Sylvanas. Ugh. We will be marching through Kael'Thas when we return.